Welcome back to another video, guys. Today we are making fresh pasta and I'm going to show you how to make this incredible blonde lamb ragu. It is absolutely to die for. It is perfect for the summer and it starts off with the vegetables. So normally we have onions, carrots and celery. We're subbing out the carrots for some lovely fennel, which is going to give us a really nice aniseedy flavour. We just got to dice that up, get that into a pot, sweat it down, and we're going to move on to our protein. You must know how to chop an onion by now, guys, if you've been subscribed for long enough. But if you are new here, welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to the channel. This one, normally my food is quite recognizable, but this one's a bit more interesting. It's a bit different, but equally delicious, so don't worry. You don't really have to worry about the size or the style of cutting because it's cooking for such a long time. You know, it's gonna break down. Chopping up a fennel is just like chopping off an onion. So chop off the gnarly little bits at the end. These bits are no good. Chop off the bottom and then cut it in half like this. So the outer leaves tend to be a bit gross, so just get rid of those. So this is the root here. We want to keep that intact, and just like we would an onion, we cut it the exact same way, dice it up so they're all the same size, and they cook evenly. Because lamb is quite strong in flavour, this really lifts the dish and just makes for a really nice, interesting stew. I mean, we all know and love spaghetti bolognese, but you know, throw this one in the mix once in a while, just keep your family on the toes, and I'm sure they're gonna love it. So this is the foundation flavour. This is a mirepoix of celery, onions and fennel. That just goes into a pot with a bit of veg oil, touch of salt, cook it on a low, slow heat. And basically what sweating means is to cook them down until they're completely soft without any colour. So just gently agitate them. We're just gonna soften them up while we get onto the lamb. So the lamb, we've got some beautiful lamb mince right here. We just need to season it up with some salt and pepper. Then what we're gonna do, we're gonna get into a ripping hot frying pan just so we get some really nice caramelization, because this is the best time in the recipe to add flavor to this lamb. Because as it caramelizes, that flavor intensifies. It's also gonna give us a lovely color in our final braise. Top tip when browning mince is that if you clump them up into little almost meatballs, you do tend to get a bit of a better caramelization. If you just lump it all in and mix it continuously, it goes quite grey, and that's not what we want. We want that sear that you'd get on a steak, but just with lamb mince. So I'm just gonna add little globs of lamb mince into the pan and wait for it to go golden brown, flip it over, and then it's ready to go into the pan. While the lamb finishes off browning, we're gonna move over to another level of flavor. We've got some garlic and chili. Now you might be thinking, lamb and chili, does it work? Does it not? Yes, it does. It is gonna give us that little bit of kick. It just makes it a little bit more interesting. It's another flavor profile that is present when you are eating up the food. And for me, it just works so well. So we're gonna have about 4 or 5 cloves of garlic and half a chili. Now all this beautiful garlic and chili goes in with the veggies. Now we want to give this opportunity to fry. As this fries, all those sugars caramelize and the aroma will start to permeate throughout the stew. Now we're going back to the lamb. So on the bottom here, we've got some beautiful, it's called fond. It's basically like caramelized meat, and there's loads of flavor left in this pan, okay? So what we're gonna do, we're gonna deglaze with a lovely white wine and some chicken stock just to lift that off. And that goes into a pot, and then we're just gonna simmer that for about 1 hour and 15 minutes while we crack on with the pasta. Now we are tackling the fresh pasta. Now this is a wonderful creator, Johnny Mullick's recipe. He's this kind of Mancunian, rough and ready, sexy Italian guy.
Not a woman, just a cool, great looking best friend.
I actually don't know him. This is his recipe. It basically consists of 00 flour, semolina, pinch of salt, and we just mix that around. And then we're just gonna crack in some eggs. Now we've gone for some Burford Browns. Basically, they have a really nice rich yolk, which is gonna give us an incredible color on our final pasta dish. Flour goes onto the board. And what we wanna do with the bowl, we wanna pop it in the middle and create a bit of a well. And I'll tell you, when I was growing up watching YouTube and watching cooking videos, it would really annoy me when people would use a KitchenAid to make pasta dough, because I didn't have a KitchenAid. And I always wished that they'd show me how to make it from scratch. So this is how you make it with literally 0 equipment. So next is the eggs. So we've got 2 whole eggs and 4 egg yolks. Little splash of olive oil, and then we're going to start whisking. So we basically want to make like an egg and floury paste, but we just want to keep whisking and slowly bring in the corners of our well. I'll tell you, the reason we use 00 flour, which is a special flour which you can't unfortunately get for most supermarkets, but like a Waitrose or an M&S, you're golden. It's been very finely milled, so it's really nice and fine, and it also has a really strong gluten content. So we want a really nice chew with our final pasta, and when we knead it and put it through the machine and work it, we're developing the gluten, which is the protein found in flour, and that's going to strengthen it up and make sure we have a really nice chew. So you see how this is getting a bit thicker now? Just need to keep going, and I kind of like to use my fingers to flick a bit of flour on top. We're just going to use a bench scraper to chop through the flour now to start to form our dough. Things are about to get messy. Messy. We want to tip the flour onto the egg, like this, and then just chop it through. Chop it through. Okay, so it's kind of formed a rough dough. You see that lovely colour? Just looks fantastic. We're just going to use our hands to bring it together. And if it starts getting quite sticky, just add a little pinch more flour, and you just want to turn it in on itself, and that is just going to strengthen the dough. So with kneading, you're basically picking it up and pushing it forward, and then you're turning it and repeating the same motion. So you up, push, turn. Up, push, turn. Right, so this is what your pasta dough should be looking like once you've finished kneading it. It's going to be really nice and smooth, but also it's going to be quite tight. We stressed it out a little bit, so now it's time for it to relax. It needs to go into the fridge, chill out. It's been through a lot. It's been through 10 minutes of me smashing it to pieces. So it just needs to relax in the fridge for at least half an hour, but you can do it overnight if you want.
A few moments later.
Time to roll it out, and I'm going to show you how to roll it. So I like to use semolina when rolling pasta because it has a really nice texture and it's very dry and it stops things from sticking. So we just need to roll it out and help the machine out a bit, because as you can see it's quite thick. So we just need to get it to a manageable stage before we pop it through the machine. So you've got to start it on its widest setting first, just to get it working through. So we're going to go down a level to make it a little bit thinner. Pick it up and roll it through again. Once the pasta's gone through twice, we're going to fold it into thirds so we get a really nice, clean, rectangular shape. We're going to put it through the pasta machine again to stretch that gluten even further, because it's all about stretching that gluten, baby. So as you can see, it's grown quite substantially, but now it's time to shape it into our pappardelle. You stack your pasta sheets on top of one another. You just need to trim it up and then cut it into long, thick strips to form our pappardelle. Now all the hard work is out of the way. Now it's time for the fun bit. Everything comes together in one single pan. So we've got a lovely frying pan here. We're just going to add in a knob of butter and get these beautiful asparagus and frozen peas sauteing off in the pan with a little bit of salt and pepper. Then we're going to add in our beautiful lamb ragu and just get them knowing each other before adding in our cooked pasta. And we want to cook the pasta for about 90 seconds. You want to finish the cooking of the pasta in the pan before finishing it with some mascarpone, some beautiful pecorino cheese, touch of lemon, fresh herbs. Give it a toss, taste it up, season it up, serve it up, and that's your pasta done. Thanks for watching the video, guys. That is my lamb pappardelle pasta with peas and asparagus. It is an absolute winner. It might be my favorite dish we've ever made on this show. Please like and subscribe. See you next time for another video. Who knows what we'll be making, but that's going to be a tough one to follow. Sometimes I just get lost on these. I just like start and just get lost.